Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Rabbi.
We are learning Mishna Nazir, Perek Vav, Chapter 6, Mishna Ches, Mishna 8. Rishon Gamliel Omer, Rishon Gamliel said, Hevi Sholosh Behemoth V'loi Perish. A Nazir, at the conclusion of his term of Naziris, and he is going to end his Naziris, has to bring Karbonos, 3 offerings. And the offerings that he brings are as we mentioned before, a chatas, an oila, and a shlomim. Now, Rishon Gamliel says, Hevi shalosh behemoth peresh. A Nazir brought 3 animals to the Beis HaMikdash for his karbanos. He brought the ones he's supposed to bring, which are important to know that these karbanos are a female lamb, a male lamb, and a ram. The female lamb is the chatas. The male lamb is the oila, the burnt offering, and the shlamim is an ayil, a ram. Okay? Now he brought them to offer them for his karbanos, but he did not specify which animal was for which offering. Now typically, as they bring down here, usually when a person consecrates an animal as an offering, he must specify which type of offering he intends it to be. That's the halacha. In this case, however, he just said that these 3 animals for his Naziris offerings. That's what he said. That means he basically took the animals, and that's how he was makdish them. That's how he consecrated them. These are my animals for my Naziris. So the halacha is haruya lachatas tikrav chatas. The one that's fit to be a sin offering is offered as a sin offering. La'oila, the one fit to be a burnt offering, tikrav oila, is offered as a burnt offering. La shlamim, the one that is fit to be a shlamim, tikrav shlamim is offered as a shlamim. Since each of these animals is fit for only one of the Nazir offerings, when he designated the 3 of them to be his Nazir, offerings, it is as if he's designated each one specifically for the appropriate offering. That's how it works by the Karban Naziris. You can be makdish and you can consecrate them just as my karbanos that I need for the ending the term of Naziris, but at the end of the day, since each one can only be the one that it's meant, can only be for a certain type, therefore, whatever one fits for the one that fits for that type is automatically offered as that. And therefore, since the female lamb is only going to be good enough for the chatas, and the male lamb for the ola, and the ayil, the ram, for the shlamim, they all are offered as that, even though they were not specifically consecrated for that. Okay, next step. He would take the hair of his Naziris, and he throws it under the pot in which the shlamim was cooking. The shlamim was eaten by the Nazir and anybody else he wants to invite along to eat from it. Except for some portion that we give it to the Kohanim to eat. The meat had to be cooked in a pot, and the hair was thrown into the fire on which this pot was cooking. Now this means, right now what this means is that where did he get his haircut? Where did he shave his head? He shaved it at the Beis HaMikdash. In the Beis HaMikdash, in the courtyard of the Beis HaMikdash. That's where he did it. Actually, the place that it was done, there was something called the Chamber of the Nazirim. There's a special area for the Nazirim. And that's where he would have his hair cut. And that's where the shlamim was cooked. So that is where he did it. But there is another option where he can cut his hair. The Megilach b'Medina. If let's say he cut his hair in the Medina, the province means outside the Beis HaMikdash, somewhere in Yerushalayim. Medina means in Yerushalayim. And that's also, he could also do that. He can cut his hair in Yerushalayim also. The Megilach b'Medina, and if he cut his hair in Yerushalayim, then also he would put the fire under the pot. Either way, whichever way that he did, whether he shaves it in by the Beis HaMikdash in the chamber of the Nazirim, whether he shaves in Yerushalayim, the halacha is that his hair is put under the pot in which the shlamim is cooking. When do we say this? When he's cutting his hair in purity, meaning he's cutting his hair and he's bringing these sacrifices because his Naziris was completed. But But if let's say he's going through the process of shaving his hair because he became tamei, the Torah says that if a nazir becomes tamei, he has to shave his head. He has to bring sacrifices to bring. Okay, and after he does that, he starts the process over again. So the Mishnah now says, again, this is from Shimon Gamliel continuing, if we're talking about the teglach hasatuma, we're talking about the shaving of the tuma. He did not put his hair under the pot. Now, in the case of a nazir tamei, a nazir who is tamei, there's nothing of that animal that he eats. Actually, what you have is, there is the meat of his asham offering, and there's a bird offering, a chata sa'if that he brings, a sin offering of a bird that he brings. Those are not eaten by him. Those are actually eaten by the Kohanim. So they're being cooked also. But according to Shimon Gamliel, his hair that's shaved is not put there under the pot. Okay, it's not put under the pot. Rather, what does he do with it? According to this opinion, what he does with it is he buries it. He doesn't burn it; he buries it. Reb Meir said, "Hakol mishalchen tachas hadud." In all cases, even in the case of a nazir that is tamei, the hair is put under the pot. Whether if it's a tahara, it's put under the pot of the shlamim. If it's not tahara, it's tuma, then it's put under the pot of the asham, or of the sin, of the guilt offering, or of the sin, or the chata sa'if, the sin offering of the bird. Chutz min tamei shebamedina bilvad. Except we're talking about the tamei person who shaved his head in Yerushalayim. And Reb Meir has a distinction here. Reb Meir differentiates between a nazir tamei who shaved in the Beis HaMikdash and the one who shaved outside the Beis HaMikdash. If he shaved inside the Beis HaMikdash, then he throws his hair into the fire. Whether he's a nazir tamei, whether he's another tar, any nazir who shaves his head in the Beis HaMikdash, the hair goes into the fire. If he shaved outside the Beis HaMikdash and he is impure, then he buries it rather than burns it. So basically what it boils down to is that according to Shimon Gamliel, wherever you shave your head, whether it's in the nazir shaves his head, whether it's going to be he shaves it in the Beis HaMikdash, Yerushalayim, if he is a nazir tar, if he's a pure nazir, he's just completing his term, gets thrown onto the fire. If it is a nazir tamei, he gets buried. According to Reb Meir, it basically depends on where he had his haircut, where he had his head shaved. If it was in the Beis HaMikdash, then in whatever nazir type of tamei we're talking about, the hair gets burned in the fire. If it's a nazir who was tamei, was impure, and he shaved his head outside the Beis HaMikdash in Yerushalayim, then it's not burned; it is buried. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Rabbi.